Hello everybody. Welcome back for another video. Hope you're all doing well and that you're all having an absolutely fantastic day. And without further ado, let's jump right into it. In news that people pretended was brand new, but this has been going on for a number of years, so I'm not really sure where the excitement came from or how people came to the conclusion that this was something revolutionary. In a joint statement, Jeremy Allaire, CEO of Circle, and Brian Armstrong, the CEO of Coinbase, announced the dissolution of the Center Consortium. Consequently, Circle will be taking exclusive charge of the issuance and governance of USDC, that is the Circle Coinbase coin. Additionally, Coinbase has acquired an equity stake in Circle while signaling a stronger commitment to stablecoins. I'll tell you where my confusion stems from. So a number of years ago, even around the time after we had Tether, and everyone was talking about how terrible Tether was and then subsequently tried to make their own stablecoins, which simply made me believe that all these people were lying the entire time because they also planned on making their own stablecoins to try and make money from the market as well. The people from Coinbase, as far as I can remember, came forward, said that they were going to be making their own stablecoin with a company called Circle. And for a while, USDC was like called Coinbase coin. It was like their form of a stable coin. However, there appears to be news now that they're now taking an equity stake in Circle, which I had assumed the entire time was already the case because Circle and Coinbase basically work together all the time and issued the stable coin together. So I find it weird that you understand what I'm saying? You can't make something years ago and then say like, hey, we're joining forces now for the coin when you already joined hands together before to actually make the coin. It's not a stronger commitment to stable coins per se. What's happening is we are in the midst of a great stable coin battle. Don't forget that tons of countries are already also trying to make their own stable coins. Many even banks are not calling them CBDCs. A lot of them are literally also calling them stable coins. We had the issue a couple of months ago where Binance announced that they would basically mainly be supporting the Binance stablecoin. Coinbase tried to do the exact same thing a couple of weeks after Binance did it. We have PayPal launched their own stablecoin, which they're now desperately trying to get put onto a number of cryptocurrency exchanges. And then the additional news that Coinbase is now being like, yeah, we're also trying to make sure that stable coins have a place in society. I don't know exactly what they're trying to do there. They're already a major stable coin, but it's like they're trying to double or triple down because I think Coinbase is kind of looking for their groove in the space. I don't know if that makes any sense. They're no longer the largest crypto exchange on the planet. There's not a lot of buzz. Like Coinbase also doesn't have like the Coinbase Premium. When something gets listed on there, they just launched their own layer 2 solution for Ethereum called Base, which allegedly has had some hiccups. There've been a number of rug pulls. I feel like they're trying to be like the cool kid in school, but like, hey, look how deep we're into crypto and stuff like that now. But there are already so many other projects. I think people are already just choosing the things that have already been around for a while. On Monday, Coinbase and Circle unveiled significant news in a blog post by both of the CEOs. The duo shared that the USDC will soon integrate with 6 additional blockchains, expanding their connectivity to a total of 15 different chains. This is what Tether had to do a couple of years ago as well. There was a gigantic discussion of how exactly decentralized a number of these stable coins were. They are not at all, in essence, as they are created, printed, and burned by a company. However, if you have them across multiple chains, it gives the appearance of decentralization from a centralized company. And you also have the instance where if two of your chains have a problem and they're not producing transactions, Tether will still then live on another chain. And this appears to be what Coinbase is trying to do as well. How do you make your coin more popular and or more well-known? You have it available basically everywhere. Why have it on just Ethereum when you can have it across 15 different chains? It's just a very strong business idea. Circle contends that a multi-chain future for USDC will more effectively serve individuals and businesses that utilize the coin. Allaire elaborated on the announcement on Twitter. He explained that before the onset of global regulatory clarity, the Centre Consortium's governance system was essential. Okay, they're just like patting themselves on the back at this point. Very popular news. Everyone was talking about it. It's supposed to be like the greatest thing in the entire world. For those of you who are not looking at the screen, this is an article from the 23rd of October, 2018. It says Coinbase and Circle announced the launch of USDC, a digital dollar. Yeah, they did that before, many years ago, so I don't understand the news now that they're trying to pretend that they haven't been working together this entire time. I would also have assumed that Coinbase already had a stake in Circle. How do you make money from another company doing something? You have a stake in that company. I find it weird that they would have been together for 5 years and not had a stake in the actual company. Here's another article, 23rd of October from CNBC. Cryptocurrency giants Coinbase and Circle form joint venture to boost adoption of dollar-backed digital coins. There was a huge thing a couple of years ago where everyone tried their best to make sure that Tether was hated upon. And then when everyone kept on using Tether, they all announced that they were also launching their own stable coins and how much the world needed stable coins, and stable coins were going to be absolutely fantastic. No one thought of stable coins until Tether actually made there. But yeah, so thus continues the news of, what do you call it? Of Coinbase trying to get like more popularly back. Not a word. Is it a word? Popularly? That why does that sound correct? Anyway, back into the news. I don't think it's going to work. We'll see. Coinbase is a very specific kind of company. And a lot of what they do just seems really like, the word's not boring, but like, there's no real actual hype in anything that they do. They keep announcing that they're going to do stuff when other companies are already doing it and already doing it better. I said it correctly. That's the Coinbase is working with Circle to make stable coins better, but they've already been doing that for 5 years. So I'm not sure how this became popular news and people are pretending like it's brand new news. Okay. Let's move on. In what I think was supposed to be doom and gloom, PayPal has announced they will be temporarily suspending crypto purchases on their platform, PayPal, for people within the United Kingdom beginning in October. The move comes in response to evolving regulatory guidelines provided by the Financial Conduct Authority, or the FCA, Britain's chief market regulator. I'll say this nicely. I am constantly taken aback by how much terrible regulation there appears to be within the UK. I myself am not in the UK. However, every time we hear something about something crypto related in the UK, and regulators are involved, it always seems reminiscent of like the SEC in some sort of way. Things aren't allowed. You can't do that. Companies aren't getting regulatory licenses. This company has to leave the country because they haven't received their paperwork. They applied for it 2 years ago, but guess what? They still don't have it. It always seems a little bit weird. And I would have assumed that as a lot of people believe, wink, that London is one of the financial hubs of the world, that many places or companies would have not been welcomed with open arms, but you've seen what Dubai and Singapore have been doing for cryptocurrency companies and releasing like very quick proper regulation and how much money is flowing into those countries. One could only assume that the US and the UK would have done that years ago, but apparently that's not where we currently are in logic. Per an email received by certain UK users, the suspension will take effect on the 1st of October and is expected to last until early 2024. They said, and I quote, "Your crypto remains safe. You can keep it on our platform," no thank you, "at no charge. You can also sell your crypto at any time." When I say this was lightly doomy and gloomy, it's because I don't know if you remember, but there are other places to buy crypto besides PayPal. I just had to like refresh your memory on that one. There are other crypto exchanges, ones that I assume are legally allowed to function within the United Kingdom and other places. I don't know why people would have chosen PayPal over another larger crypto exchange. We've gone over this before. I get that people are a little scared of self-custody. I get it. However, PayPal would not have been my first choice. And then you cannot give me the argument of KYC, AML. I don't want to give my information to Coinbase or Binance or Kraken or Gemini. In order to use PayPal, they already have your information. They already know everything about you, so you can't really give that as an answer. So, no, crypto is not banned within the UK. It just seems that regulators are having a hard time printing out a couple of pieces of paper. This is what I imagine. You know, it doesn't, especially with a company as large as PayPal. Think of them having to be like, hey, we have to pause stuff from October, November, December, January, potentially even to February, because we don't have regulatory clarity to do so. And I'm certain. Listen, I used to live in London. It takes about a good hour and a half to go from one side of the city to the other if you're unlucky. Somebody can hop in a cab, somebody can hop on a train and bring the people from PayPal their paperwork. It does not take 5 months for someone to sign something or for them to get regulatory anything. But this is another situation where, once again, regulators should or could rapidly be making sure that they're helping the people within their borders to, give them proper regulation so that they can use a platform that they would rather use as opposed to them doing it elsewhere. But apparently it takes a while. So if you're in the UK, PayPal will not allow you to purchase anything. Apparently your cryptocurrencies, I assume, will be stuck there. I'm not really sure what's going to happen, but rest assured, there are other crypto exchanges that you can actually use, and PayPal's not the only one. So yeah, that's the PayPal's in the cryptocurrency news. Kind of a little bit too much every single day news. And yeah, let's move on. Next up I rolled my eyes, but okay. Shitoshi Kusama, the lead developer of Shibarium, Shiba Inu's Ethereum-based Layer 2 scaling solution, has shared the latest updates about the protocol's attempt to relaunch following massive engineering work. According to Kusama, the core team has been testing Shibarium for the past couple of days, with equal attention being paid to tweaking the Layer 2's parameters to put it in a ready state where it is now enhanced and optimized. Shibarium apparently hit a rocky road on the first day of their launch as the chain stopped producing blocks in what the team said was caused by a massive traffic jam that they were unprepared for. With the disappointment that trailed the launch of Shibarium, The team set out to do better and even called on other project engineers to join in the scaling efforts for Shibarium. If you've been here for the last 2 years or so, besides the XRP SEC 123 news that was there every single day, another thing that kept on popping up daily was Terra Luna Classic news and Shiba Inu news. Shiba Inu's Layer 2 scaling solution, their metaverse, their NFTs, you name it, were in the news every single day. How many Shiba Inu are being burned? 9 quadrillion every hour. It was all over the place. Everyone's talking about how high this coin is going to go in price. At some point, we got news that they were going to have a Layer 2 scaling solution, and it was going to be the greatest thing in the entire world. This thing launched without me even noticing that it had actually launched. And even more so, it ended up launching after 2 years of hype and had problems. I'm not a developer, so I'm not going to knock it because I most certainly could not do this. It's more of this was hyped to the moon and back. And then apparently it did not work out, and now they're trying to get stuff back together. Does anyone know what happened? Like, what was anyone trying to use this the day that it happened or came out? Was it some of the other coins? Because there's like 9 coins in the ecosystem. There's Bone, there's Leash, there's Footprint, there's like Head Rub. There's all these different like Shiba Inu coins that are out there. And I have a gigantic question mark for you were confused by massive traffic. This was the news for 700 days in a row that this thing was going to launch and bring Shiba Inu into a brand new stratosphere. It was going to be better than Dogecoin and have a higher market cap than many other coins out there. So apparently the news is they're trying to get it together. Maybe it's gotten together now and they're just going to re-release it for the sake. And I said this 2 years ago as well. I said that this coin is in the news way too much. I hope it works out for them. I hope the coin, everyone keeps saying they hope it goes to 1 cent. I hope it goes to 4 cents. I hope you make 4x your money that you were prepared to make. And I hope everything goes well. It's just more of I am confusion as far as like how this just simply did not work out. And I mean, I'll be nice, but I do hope that they find other engineers to help them. Like, you can't do that after. Like, you have to ask people beforehand. Like, you can't be like, oh crap, it didn't work. Now can we get some people? Like, no, you didn't have enough people before. This was one of the most hyped. I remember all those days when, like, how do you pronounce this thing? I still think it's Shibarium, Aquarium, Shibarium. It's Shibarium. It's Shibarium. Anyway, that's the Shiba Inu's Layer 2 scaling solution from their developing leader. Toshi Kusama said that they're trying to get it together. And this was also, of course, popular news because this is one of the most hyped things in the entire world. You have no, like, if you weren't here, you have no idea. This thing was, anyway. Let's hope they get it together and the Shiba Inu Bone Club or whatever they call themselves that's not what they're called. Anyway, all right. Let's move on. Also nope, that's not how that works. Ethereum's founder Vitalik Buterin apparently moved hundreds of Ether to Coinbase. Now hear me out here. He did not move thousands. He did not move tens of thousands. Vitalik Buterin did not move 100,000 Ether. Vitalik Buterin did not move 1 million Ether. He moved a couple hundred Ether to Coinbase. And as you can imagine, people completely lost their minds. One of the main mantras that no longer really exists because everyone is kind of convoluted at this point is that within the cryptocurrency space, you can do what you want, when you want, how you want, whenever you want with your money. Move it on chain, move it off chain, put it onto another chain, flip it and reverse it. You can do whatever you want with your coins. And once again, one of the original mantras of it. However, whenever anyone does actually move their coins, people lose their minds. You can't move that money. What are you doing? You might do Vitalik Buterin moved 600 Ether worth, and I say this lightly because I know it's a lot of money, but hear me out here. He moved 600 Ether worth only $1 million onto Coinbase. And this website says where it could potentially be sold on the open market. I'm going to have to explain something once again, like a literal broken record. Liquidity does not work that way. When you talk about the market cap of a coin and how much money is flowing within that coin over a 24-hour period, the more the better. When you hear that Ethereum on a daily basis is dealing in $25 billion of liquidity, I don't know the exact number, but I assume it's fairly high. Let's say 25 billion with a B, and someone moves around $1 million on chain, it will do nothing to the price. If Ethereum only had $1 million worth of volume and $1 million as a market cap, and Vitalik Buterin moved $1 million to Coinbase, the coin's price would obliterate and become dust. However, as this is the most used blockchain on the planet, people move millions of dollars all the time. You can even see this yourself. There are ETH trackers, ETH scanners. You can Google it. You can type in like Ether transactions, and you can see in real time how much money is being moved during every transaction. I used to show that at the end of my old videos years ago for Bitcoin transactions. You would literally see someone sent $23, someone sent $147,000, someone sent $29 million in one transaction, because that's the money that people have that they're moving around. This news made incredible headlines because people were assuming, or at least trying to get other people to assume, that Vitalik Buterin, by moving only $1 million, I say only $1 million because he is a billionaire and $1 million is nothing on this chain, to Coinbase, that this man was going to spend his 600 Ether to make $1 million. Okay, here's a good one. You know that Vitalik Buterin, the creator of Ether, has a lot of Ether? And I dare even say he has more than 600 Ether. What? That's crazy, right? You know that Vitalik Buterin owns houses and homes, and I assume a Maserati, a Bentley perhaps. You know how he got that money? By selling off his Ether that he owns. Do you want to know why the market didn't panic and react before? It's because a lot of times these people, they don't sell on chain. They don't sell to a cryptocurrency exchange. They sell over the counter. Remember how we were talking about before? This was a couple of months ago, where people were claiming that the CEO of Coinbase or something like that was selling a bunch of Coinbase stock, and he was insider trading. And I was like, do you know how companies work? You know that as the CEO of a company, you have to tell these people you have to tell the shareholders well in advance. In the next 9 to 12 months, I plan on selling $14 million of my stock. I will do it over the course of a 1-year period as not to actually crash it. You can't simply, I'm going to make 100 million today. That's not how finance or any of this works. Vitalik Buterin has been buying Ether, staking Ether, and probably cashing out Ether anytime he wants to buy something expensive for a number of years now. Do you think this is the first time that Vitalik Buterin is moving his money around? These people tried to make their addresses public out of transparency reasons, trying to get people to know, what's going on as the creator of the coin. He probably sent it to Coinbase to use like one of their products or something, right? You think Vitalik Buterin just openly would let the world know that he's moving 600 Ether to Coinbase so he can sell it to, and once again, to only make $1 million. This was one of the most popularly infamous news stories that we've had in a while. I really want, like, I really want people to go outside and just get some air. And like, I mean that in like the nicest way possible. Like, just, you know how, like, for those of you who weren't here before, one of the really, really popular things years ago within the cryptocurrency space was if you made a new coin, you would actually send a huge portion of it to Vitalik Buterin's public address. Why would you do this? Because people are always looking at these public addresses. And if they saw that he received 30,000 of a brand new coin, that coin would actually go up that day because people assumed that Vitalik Buterin was buying this crappy new coin that came out until they realized, nope, he's just getting tons of airdrops all the time for these coins. What he normally does is he usually swaps those coins into another coin or even just into Ether, and then he donates them to other places and people. He's like, I don't need this money that you're sending me constantly every single day. Very, very popularly unpopular news. I honestly do not know what to say about this other than the fact that I can't figure out the obsession over other people's money. And even more so, I don't understand how you can be in the cryptocurrency space and have the mantra that everyone should be able to do with their money as they wish. But the moment people move money, everyone panics. This has happened multiple times. And I dare so even say this as a final thought. Whenever we hear that celebrities, and I'll even give you, whenever we hear that Elon Musk purchased Bitcoin, everyone lost their minds. On what planet did you assume that these people would hold on to these coins forever? Like, I'm asking like a realistic, nice way. If someone gave you years ago $1 million worth of a coin, and that coin went up to $438 million, I'm going to logically assume you are selling at least half of that. Now imagine moving just $1 million from that $400 million that you had, and people panic and prices drop because they think that you're about to sell your coin, which is your right because that's your money. There's been a lot of really weird price movements within the cryptocurrency space in the last week or so, and I think people are just trying to find a reasoning behind it. Vitalik Buterin moving 600 Ether is not causing the world to crack open. People moving their money around, that's not how the cryptocurrency space works. We're in a very specific market that is controlled by a very specific amount of very rich people who move the market at their whim. A lot of what we're seeing is once again the shaking of the tree. I'm moving my hand to show myself shaking a tree. There's no tree in front of me. To try and get the apples that are loose to fall off. And the greatest part is they're actually falling off. It works every single time. You can find my videos from 2019 and 2020 because the same exact thing happened back then as well. You think the market's going to go up. The market moves up a tiny bit and then it slams down. The point of this is to wash out all the people who the rich people do not want in the market. They do it over and over, and it works. This is why we have discussions and news articles, for those of you who missed it a couple of weeks ago, about the amount of coins that are being held by the largest entities on the planet. They're constantly getting you out of the market so that they can buy up everything. Because by the time we get to 2045 and we have crypto trillionaires and all these billionaires walking around, a lot of people are going to be a little annoyed when all the crypto they could have had, they sold because they saw that Vitalik Buterin moved $1 million worth of Ether. Do you know how little $1 million is in comparison to the size of the crypto market and the world market? You know that is 2023, right? And like $1 million is basically nothing now. You know, like studio apartments cost like $650,000 now. Anyway, very popular news. I thought it was a joke. I thought it was just on one website. I thought it was like, oh, look what Vitalik Buterin did. Nope. The speculation was that this man was going to sell his coins. Go for it. It's his money. More than likely, he put this money onto Coinbase to put it into one of their products. I sincerely do hope that you have all enjoyed. I do hope that you all are having a great day, a great morning, a great afternoon, a great evening, wherever you are, wherever the heck you might be. I do hope it is absolutely fantastic. Thank you all once again for watching, listening, liking, commenting, and or supporting. And I will most certainly be talking to you all soon. See you.